Hello everyone and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max and we are here today with the all-new Mercedes AMG E63 S4MATIC. So quite a mouthful, but it's a lot of cars, so it doesn't really matter. That's such a long name. We have the edition 1 today, which means you get this very cool sort of matte gray color. We have a performance exhaust. Those wheels, 20-inch, are part of the edition 1 pack. We have ceramic brakes, which are an option. And well, the new E-Class, I've said it before, it's quite a good looking car. And the AMG just adds to that aggressiveness with that very cool hood and these very large air ducts, air vents underneath there as well. We have this night pack, so this is all black, the trim, but you can get it in carbon fiber as well as these black things, the mirrors. This is black. We have a panoramic roof. This spoiler can be in carbon fiber if you want to. We have a nice diffuser down there. So without further ado, let's go for a drive, or I'll show you the inside first. We have this yellow AMG logo right here, these floor mats with yellow AMG logo and yellow stitching stuff, and this line. We have these seats, which are part of the edition 1 pack as well. They look incredible, they look very, very cool, but please don't get them. This is my advice to you. If you're looking at an E63, do not get these performance seats because they are way too hard and they are very uncomfortable. I know they look cool, but don't do it. We have this steering wheel, which is part of the edition 1 pack as well, with this very cool black trim and these black pedals behind the steering wheel, which I think looks really cool. Finally some cool pedals. You know, you always have those plain aluminium look things, or you get those very large carbon fiber ones, but this is a cool way to do them. We have carbon fiber inside as well. Burmester audio, which looks really cool as well. It's a really nice place to be, and we know that of the E-Class, of course. And there are a lot of things about this car that I have talked to you about in previous POV review of both the E220 diesel and the E43 AMG. So if you want more information about the E-Class in general, we will link one of those videos in the top right corner. Let's go for a drive. We will, of course, also record some Autobahn runs with this car, but I thought it would be fun to show you guys some stuff on the Autobahn in this review as well, so we will do that later on. Now we will just take this lovely road, this lovely wet road, and explore the E63 S4MATIC Plus a bit, because there's a lot to explore. Of course, we have the 4-liter V8 bi-turbo in the front, the same engine that is in the front of the GTS, the GT, the C63, only this has different turbos. So this now has twin scroll turbos, and that means it delivers 612 horsepower and 850 newton meters of torque, which is insane. I mean, that's a lot. And the cool thing is that because it has that 4MATIC Plus system, it really copes well with the power. And I mean, this is very wet, so let's put it in. Oh, it's already in race. Keep the ESP on. So first gear, flat out. That's just traction all the way. And in case you were wondering, that sound from that V8 is amplified through the speakers. But it's a very cool sound. So, with that 4MATIC system, this car will do 3.4 seconds to 100 kph, which is really, really fast. And although we have that performance exhaust, I think it's a bit more muted than the C63. That one was really loud and burbly, and this is a bit more civilized. So it seems. I haven't heard it from the outside yet. So you can get this S version and the non-S version. The non-S has 571 horsepower and 750 Newton meters of torque. This has 612 horsepower and 850 Newton meters, as I said. The S also has active engine mounts compared to the regular ones in the non-S. And it also has an electronically controlled rear differential, as opposed to the mechanical limited slip diff in the non-S version. And it's raining again, so I'm very happy to have that 4MATIC, because otherwise this would be a completely different day and you'd be constantly struggling and managing the power, whereas now it's completely doable. So that 4MATIC Plus system means that you can essentially decouple the front part of the four-wheel drive system. So that means you can get 612 horsepower and 850 Newton meters just on the rear wheels. Which answers a question I had, because I thought, well, they are emphasizing that four-wheel drive system so much. Is this still that crazy AMG? And the fact that they came with this drift mode really sums up the AMG spirit. You have to completely disengage the traction control, so that is off. Then you have to put it in manual mode, pull both pedals. There it is, confirm pedal up. Drift mode active. So now if I give it some throttle, that is just wheel spin through first, second and third gear. So that is why this car has such an amazing 4MATIC system, and it has completely transformed the E63. And combined with this air suspension this car has, 3-chamber air suspension with variable dampers, means that right now I'm in race, so it's quite firm, but when I switch to comfort, it just changes. And someone at AMG said that this was their hardest car to build, because it had to be so many things at once. It had to be a comfortable highway cruiser, and it had to be a track car, sort of. And I think they have absolutely nailed it with this, because this 1850 kilogram car really feels very light on turn-in. It feels agile, it feels aggressive, it feels on edge, and that's incredible. It's really, really incredible. So let's go to the Autobahn part of this review now and enjoy. Well, as I said, this thing is insanely fast, and that 4-liter V8 bi-turbo, of course, is the incredible power plant that lies somewhere in there. with those new turbos, which are now twin scroll examples, and it's still that hot V, so the turbos are inside the V of the engine, which means that the turbos spool up quicker and you have a better throttle response. So that means that even though this is a turbo engine, it really feels like a naturally aspirated one. So watch this. I'm driving 140 kph, fourth gear, and it's just there. The power is just always there, and the boost builds until about 7,000 RPM, and this thing just goes like a freaking rocket. I'm serious, this thing is so freaking quick. 280, 290. I mean, it's just so easy. Let's turn around here. And the handling, like I said, this car feels so light, and especially on the turn-in, it feels really agile, and especially on high speeds, that's a really good feeling, because you want to feel like you're in control. You don't want to feel like you're chasing the car, or yeah, I don't really know how to describe the feeling, but it's not a good feeling when you don't really feel like you are fully in control of the front of the car. And of course, that 4MATIC system gives you that insane amount of traction, which just catapults you. But it just sounds much more racy than before. And this is, I mean, it's very easy. 290, 295, 300 kilometers an hour. You can see it on the GPS, and that's the limiter. I mean, it's really not a big deal driving 300 in this car, because it just does it so quickly and easily. So yeah, I'm really blown away by this car. I think the bar has just been raised when it comes to the power saloon, because this is truly impressive and truly insane. And that racy V8 sound is, it's different than before. It's different than the C63. It's different than the previous E63. But I really love it, and it still sounds angry, but it's much more like an urgent sound. It sounds a bit NASCAR-y, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's stop here, and I will do a launch control just for you guys. So again, something I really love about this car is that they have simplified the launch control procedure. So it's now just in Sport, Sport Plus or Race, and you just put your foot on the brake, full throttle, release, and there it goes. Oh man! That's 3.4 seconds to 100 kph. Oh, it's so violent. And that new gearbox, the 9-speed multi-plate clutch transmission with a wet clutch this time instead of the regular torque converter in the normal E-classes. It really hooks up, and the launch control is very violent, and that's just an incredible feeling. And those upshifts after that are also really impressive. Oh, a little bit of a tunnel. Nice bang there. So, the weather gods have been kind to us. It's starting to rain now, so I think we will abort this mission and go home. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this POV review of the Mercedes AMG E63 S4matic Plus. I did. I think it's an exceptional car. I think they have done an incredible job with this car, because it just feels like such a weapon, and I think the new M5 really has its work cut out for it, because this is a hard one to beat. I really mean that. So thanks guys, subscribe if you haven't yet. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for AutoTopNL and we will give you regular updates on the stuff we're doing. So if you're interested, you can. Okay, see you next time. Bye.